The Valkyrie scout vessel drifted silently at the edge of the uncharted system, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it invisible to primitive detection systems. Commander Zex Thul stood on the command deck, all 6 of his eyes fixed on the holographic display, showing a single vessel moving through the asteroid belt. Curious, he chittered to his science officer. The design is inefficient. No gravitic propulsion, primitive shielding, and those are clearly chemical-based weapon systems. Science Officer Miravex nodded her bulbous head. They call themselves humans. According to our preliminary data, they've only achieved interplanetary travel within the last century. Barely space-capable then, Zex Thul clicked dismissively. Run a full spectral scan. The High Command will want detailed information before we begin resource extraction from this system. Initiating scan now, Commander. The scout ship's sophisticated sensor arrays activated, penetrating the human vessel with various scanning frequencies designed to catalog everything from hull composition to crew complements. It was standard procedure before claiming any new territory for the Valkyrie Dominion, a formality really. No pre-FTL species had ever presented a challenge. Suddenly, alarms blared across the command deck. Commander, the human vessel has altered course. It's heading directly toward us. Zex Thul's exoskeleton paled. Impossible. Our cloaking technology is impenetrable too. They're charging weapons. His tactical officer interrupted, mandibles quivering in distress. On the display, the human ship, an ungainly thing of angles and protrusions, labeled UNSCDEFIANT, accelerated with surprising speed, its primitive thrusters burning hot. How did they detect us? Zex Thul demanded. Miravek's claws danced over her console. It appears. Commander, they detected our scan and traced it back to its source. But our scanning technology is passive. It shouldn't. Evasive maneuvers. Prepare to jump to FTL. The Valkyrie vessel banked sharply, but the human ship adjusted with remarkable precision. A crackling voice suddenly came through their communication array, speaking in perfect galactic standard. Unidentified vessel, this is Captain Elena Vasquez of the United Nations Space Command vessel Defiant. You have conducted an unauthorized scan of a military vessel. Under UNSC Protocol 7BE, this constitutes a potential act of aggression. Power down your systems and prepare to be boarded. The command deck fell silent. Zex Thul's antennae twitched nervously. How do they know galactic standard? They shouldn't have had contact with any spacefaring races yet. Commander, the tactical officer interjected, they've launched smaller craft. And they're deploying some kind of energy net. Before the Valkyrie could react, tendrils of blue energy enveloped their vessel, disrupting their cloaking field and propulsion systems. Impossible. Zex Thul hissed. Our technology is millennia beyond theirs. Another transmission came through, this time from a different human. This is Lieutenant Commander Jackson, Special Technologies Division. That little scan you performed? Big mistake. It triggered our TEMP EST counterintelligence suite. Thanks for the handshake, gave us everything we needed to neutralize your systems. Don't worry, we're quick learners. The bridge crew stared in horror as the main display showed smaller human vessels surrounding them. Within minutes, their airlocks were breached and armored figures entered the scout ship. Later, in the Defiant's secure conference room, Captain Vasquez studied the captured Valkyrie commander. You're wondering how a primitive species managed this, she said, not bothering to hide her smile. Humanity has a unique history. While you evolved in peaceful cooperation, we evolved through conflict. Our technology may seem crude, but it's built on millennia of trying to detect and counter threats. She slid a data tablet across the table, showing centuries of human warfare, espionage, and counterintelligence development. Your scan was sophisticated, but we've been protecting against electronic intrusion since before we left our atmosphere. Every human warship has multiple redundant systems designed specifically to detect and trace any scan, no matter how subtle. Zex Thul's mandibles clicked in distress. But your species is so young. Young, yes. Naive? No. Vasquez leaned forward. When the Vorhari Dominion decided to scan a human warship, you weren't examining a primitive species. You were poking a hibernating predator with a very long history of paranoia and very little patience for uninvited guests. She stood, her expression hardening. Now let's discuss what other Velhari vessels might be in our vicinity, shall we?